to another episode of Shop Class with Dad. I got Max here and Colton.
Hi.
And today we're working on our Benjamin Franklin air rifle. It's a 177 caliber, model 347. Checked out the serial number. I think it's from like 1974 or 72. And the seals in it have all gone bad, and it no longer pumps up and holds pressure. We bought a seal kit, so we're going to tear it down today, put a new seal kit in it, and hopefully it'll be functioning by the end of the day. If you like this kind of content, the boys and I do lots of little projects like this. So if you would, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like our page, and that way you're up to date on all of our videos. You can also find us on Instagram at Shop Class with Dad, and we're also on Facebook. So if you would, just hang out for a little bit, watch us tear this air rifle down and put it back together, and we'll see if we can get it working. Here we go, boys. So according to the instructions, what we need to do is we got to drive these two pins out first, which will give us access to the pin holding this one in. Then the whole plunger system, which is this right here, which gives it its pressure, we can take that out and we can replace the ring in there, okay? The rubber stopper from this rebuild kit. Also, we need to go ahead and remove the stock, but I think it'll be easier to remove the stock after we get this part off, okay? So let's start right there. Max, what we like to do is we got a hole right here, right? So we'll line it up over the top of that hole. If you'll hold this for me and keep it from rotating, I'll go ahead and get my punch out, and I will punch that pin out. There it is. Got that first one out. Set it to the side so we don't lose it. Line this one up with the second one, and we'll knock that one out. Okay.
Got both of those knocked out.
Both of those pins knocked out.
Now we can take off that. Now we can take off this part.
We can remove this end cap right here.
And then remove this end cap, and then
Okay. So let's get a fairly sturdy little pry bar here. Bring it out just a little bit like that. I think we'll be done with this for a minute.
So we get the
Work that cap out. Colton, you already found a good
this one.
okay, good. I'm gonna go ahead and put this one in here. So being very gentle. It's all brass, and it'll easily come apart. All right, so set that to the side as a piece that's going to come out. We get to that pin right there that holds this little arm on. So I'm going to put it over the hole again, and you make sure that that stays lined up just like that. If I remember correctly, this one just pushes out. We don't have to beat on it. There we go. Now
to get this piece out. That same end can also take off the.
Yeah, we'll take this out, clean it up. We'll replace this piece right here because this is wore out, and that's what creates the pressure inside the pellet gun, okay?
So if that's worn out, it won't create no pressure.
That's right. If it's worn out, it won't work.
And if there's no pressure, it won't shoot at all.
That's right.
That's why we're fixing it up.
That's exactly right. So now we'll go ahead and remove the stock.
How did you first get this?
Well, Papa had a roommate. His name was David Dunn. And David, when I was about your age, passed this down to me. So I've been carrying this thing around for 30 plus years now.
At least 33.
Quite a while.
No wonder why it's not worth anymore.
Yeah, I know, because it's old. This is a 72 or 74 model, so I don't know that it's ever been rebuilt. And you know, I want you guys to have something cool to shoot, so we're gonna take care of that too. So
you might be the first ones to rebuild this thing.
Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the trigger. I know there's a ball bearing in here and a little bitty spring. So we got to be careful that once we take that apart, that doesn't go anywhere. We need to.
So we could have somebody have a hand underneath to grab it.
Well, I'm going to be real careful when I do this.
I'll watch the ball if it falls out.
Yeah, y'all keep your eyes open just in case the ball falls. All right, so we're going to rotate this to the side. There we go. We still got the ball. Okay?
Okay, so that hasn't fallen onto the floor.
And then we're going to set this stuff to the side.
How important is that little ball? Yeah.
It's pretty important. So what it does is when you have the safety here, when you push the safety, that ball pops up into place and holds the safety. So the safety can't, inadvertently come off of safety.
So if we don't have this little ball, we don't have safety?
We still have safety, but that helps keep it in safety. Okay?
Oh. Okay.
All right, so we're going to set those little pieces to the side.
So sometimes if we don't have that ball, sometimes the safety won't work.
No, it will still work. But it can come off safety on its own, and we don't want that for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, once we put it on safety, that little ball locks it in place and keeps it there unless we push it. Okay?
Okay.
So our next step is going to be to remove this cap here on the end, and we're going to get to the pressure mechanism in here. Now I know, based on the drawings that we have, that this cap has a spring inside here. So we're going to have to be real careful when we pull these two little screws out that spring doesn't go shooting out, right?
Okay, so I'll have my hand right here.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my finger in front of it right here. Colton, if you'll hold that end for me. Max, don't hold it up high. Just hold it down flat. Just keep it grip.
Just in case if it moves your hand, my hand will be here.
Okay, so I'm going to pull one screw out, and I'm going to flip it around, and I'm going to take the other screw out. All right. Watch yourself. All right, there's one screw. All right, we're going to flip it over, Colt, and I'm going to hold this with my finger, and I'm going to take the other one out very gently. Max, put your fingers up against my fingers. There you go, just like that. Hold your fingers just like that. And then we'll let that spring out nice and easy. Okay, the screw is out, so it's loose. All right, here we go. There we go. We got it all out without shooting it across the table.
Okay. Yeah. Because if we lost that, we'll lose.
Okay, so the next part is, it's the actual fire mechanism. So it's basically what you call a big hammer. So how this works is the trigger holds this back. So when you hit the bolt, it pulls this trigger back into place, and that spring holds tension on it. When you pull the trigger, this plunger goes forward and releases the pressure in here, then it goes out the barrel. Okay? So this is kind of like a firing pin. It's a really big firing pin, but that's what that is.
So it's basically a hammer that just...
That's right. All right, now we got that part done. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to use this special tool that came from Baker Air Guns. That's where this whole kit came from. It's Baker Air Guns. I'm gonna get All right, it's got a little square index on here. You see that? You see that, Max?
Yep.
See that, Colt?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you look down in here, it's gonna be hard to show with the camera, but this square indexes in that little deal down in there. Okay. So you see how it locks into place? Now, take this, back it off. Okay. So that backs off the nut inside there.
Is that why there's a little hole in it? So you can like...
Okay, I'm gonna tilt it up. There it is. So that's the nut that holds all the pressure mechanism inside.
That's a pretty thick nut. What are we gonna do to get the other pieces out?
Ah, I'm glad you asked, dude. So here we go. Put that to the side. On this end, it's threaded. If you look down in here, so the other side of this tool is threaded. So we'll take that and we'll slide it over the end and screw it on there. All right. We have seen this done before, but you got to kind of work it and pull, and it should free up.
Can I use this?
Yeah, we could probably take this.
And then we can just like hold it and then pull it.
There it is. Good thinking, Max. I like it. Okay, so now that we got that off, we're going to replace this. It's called a lead O-ring, and then we're going to replace this plunger system in here. That's so what happens is there's a spring on the inside of here that has a gas chamber. That spring holds pressure up against here. When you pull that firing pin back, or the bolt back, it locks this firing pin, and when you pull the trigger, it releases it, and boom, that hits forward, and that releases all the pressure into this little chamber. Okay, that little chamber ties into the barrel right here, which puts air behind the pellet and sends the pellet on its way.
So if I pull that back a little bit, I'll see like a little end right there.
Well, that's where you load it. So you put your pellet, and I'm not going to load it right now, but that's where you put your pellet in there, and then you push it forward and lock it in place. Okay, there's that little air chamber sits right here. Okay, so it pumps up pressure right in here. Okay, and this sits just like this because there's another spring in here. Let's go ahead and pull that other spring out, and then I'll show you the rest of it. There's the other spring, right? See? Like I said, there it is.
Turn the flashlight off now?
Yeah, you can turn it off now. Okay, so at the bottom, there's a little hole where this plunger pushes air into. And this sits against that little hole. This little spring sits against that and keeps pressure on that deal. So when you pump, it pushes air. Of this oil that goes with it, and put a little bit of oil on the bottom of it, a little bit of oil on the top of it.
But when you get these, you will have to cut off the end, the oil.
Yes. Yep. So take this, drop it down in there, get the light back. All right, it's upside down, so bounce it. Okay, see how the brass is showing? Mm-hmm. Now, we take the little spring out of the kit.
Oh, like golden looking stuff?
Yes, that's brass.
Okay, yeah, I saw that.
Take the spring out of the kit, and it goes in the bottom. Sits on top of that. Okay? Then, the little brass washer sits on top of that. That way, this spring has a place to sit. I'm sorry, it goes like that. That spring has a place to sit.
But we have to make sure it's
we have to make side.
Now we need the little washer.
Hopefully it'll go in right the first time.
Yep, it went all the way to the bottom. Went like it's supposed to.
I crossed my fingers.
Okay, now we're ready to put this spring in. And it goes to the bottom. Looks like it should. Alright, now we're going to put that O-ring on. And then we're going to put that O-ring on. And then all of this is going to sit like that. We're going to run the tool just like this. Everything's held in place just like that.
Good.
Pretty cool?
Just like it's supposed to.
Alright.
I just need to put that into there.
But before we do it, let's put a little bit of oil. It's kind of tricky. So the little hole goes, see how it's kind of offset?
Yeah.
See how it's offset? Goes to the bottom. Okay, so we'll run it right here, just like that.
I'm glad you know what you're doing.
And we'll take that, line it up with the little hole, put the little pin in there. There we go. Jiggle it a little bit. Thank you, Colt.
It didn't go all the way through, did it?
There we go. So, and then this is going to sit right here. Let it go far enough. Yes. Okay. So when it's in the complete open position, we need to make sure that this little hole right here isn't blocking that rubber, because it will. That's where it gets its air to pump through. Okay.
Okay.
So we're in good shape right there.
So if the hole blocks the thing, then the air can't come out.
The air can't get in, and it won't build pressure.
And then if it does build pressure, it just won't shoot.
That's right. It just won't shoot. Perfect, Mac.
And
That's exactly.
And we don't want that to happen because we're fixing it so it will shoot.
Yep.
So if it doesn't shoot, we'll have to start all over again.
Okay, Colt, let me hold that end up just a little bit. Hold it level. There you go. All right, Max. I'm going to get it started. You tap. Tap it down. Just need a little bit more. Perfect. Perfect.
We said it at the same time.
Now, we just need to line this up.
Put that pin in and start tapping.
Here you go, Max. Don't put just hold it between these two fingers.
Okay.
That's it. That's it. Okay, see how it's flush now? Let's check the other side. Yep, we're good. Okay, now, if you want to hand me the stock, we can put the stock on.
May I help out with this stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I got to do the hammering, the pin part, so you get to help out this stock. Right, Dad?
Yeah. All right, cool.
Should I just drive it in with the screwdriver first, or?
Yeah, go ahead and run it in. There you go. Okay, let me get it. You don't have to go crazy. Hey y'all, well, we got the rifle put back together. It's a Benjamin 347. It's got we put a Baker rebuild kit in it, and we pumped it up. It holds air. Everything appears to be good. So on our next video, we're gonna get some optics on here and take the boys out, do a little bit of shooting with it. What do you think, Colt?
I think they should like our channel and subscribe.
Yeah, and what about you, Max?
And while you're at it, comment below what our next build should be.
Sounds great. All right, guys. Thanks for the help. We'll catch you on the next one.